Good God, what a heartbreaker. Damn, I think I got Murphy too into the Bengals, so now he's rooting for teams that do the same crap at other levels of the sport. Welcome to the jungle, everyone. I'm Kyle Phelps, and that was awesome! I'm not gonna lie, I didn't exactly have super high expectations about week 1 of the XFL, just because professional football with, a skill level that's lesser than the NFL is just, you wonder what exactly the product's gonna look like. And that was absolutely true, by the way, but the games were still incredible to watch. But before we get into breaking that down, about what happened over the weekend, I'd just like to ask that you like the video and subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying the content. It really helps my channel grow and it helps you know when all of my content comes out. So the XFL scriptwriters were definitely on their game to start the season, man. Generally, I find the script narrative kind of annoying when it comes to professional sports, football in particular, but considering the XFL's ties to the WWE, I'm not trying to accuse them of anything, but the comparisons are potentially a little bit more valid here. You've got a twice failed startup league here trying to gain an audience, and then you've got the WWE's reputation for fixing matches to create the best possible narrative. It's what I'm saying is I would be less shocked if we found out that the XFL was scripted than I would if we found out the NFL was scripted. But then again, I'd still be pretty surprised because scripting professional football, especially on that scale, and keeping everyone involved from legitimately leaking that information, that would be a pretty unbelievable feat no matter the size of the league itself. But I'm not gonna lie, the XFL definitely had a suspiciously interesting first week. Vegas took an early 11-point lead in the first half of the early Saturday game, highlighted by a 39-yard touchdown from former New York Guardians quarterback Luis Perez to former Kentucky transfer Jeff Badet. They converted the next 2-point conversion when Perez found rock and roll Hall of Famer Bob Dylan. Oh wait, sorry, no, that's actually former Vikings preseason star Brandon Dillon in the back of the end zone for a conversion. Vegas actually had an opportunity to take an even bigger lead at the end of the half, but former Lamar Cardinals kicker pushed the 48-yard attempt to the left. And by the way, watch out because missed kicks are going to be kind of a theme in this video. The Renegades, however, came out guns blazing in the second half and fumbled the ball on 4th down in the red zone. Oh boy, yeah, this XFL season so far actually is not getting off to the most interesting start, huh? But that's when the XFL scriptwriters' magic really started showing, because 2 plays later, Perez threw a pick 6, and then former Panthers camp body John Levitt fumbled to set up a Renegades field goal. After a whole lot of nothing the rest of the fourth quarter, the Vipers finally set up an incredible last-minute drive with a potentially game-tying touchdown from Perez to Slippery Rock University legend Sin Q Sweeting. But they couldn't complete the tie after failing the 2-point conversion, and Perez got sacked on the ensuing 4th and 15 onside attempt, which, by the way, just as a note, is an awesome way to replace onside kicks in my opinion. The Saturday night game, however, was a lot less interesting, unless you're a Houston Roughnecks fan, of course. Things started out competitive in the first quarter as former Broncos pair Paxton Lynch and Cody Latimer connected in the end zone for an early lead, and eventually the Roughnecks answered as former Seattle Dragons quarterback Brandon Silvers connected with former Arizona Cardinals camp body John Trey Kirkland. That was the most competitive that the game would get, though, as Lynch ended up getting benched after a bad pick, and former Tennessee and Houston and Central Michigan quarterback Quentin Dormady melted down. Next up, my St. Louis Battlehawks put together an incredible last-minute comeback against Hines Ward's San Antonio Brahmas. The first half was utterly boring, honestly, as neither team generated much offense for the first 3 quarters. Frankly, as much as I love A.J. McCarron, he was way too eager to leave the pocket to try to pick up yards with his legs, and that pretty much always leads to trouble, right? Luckily, the Battlehawks defense kept things manageable by forcing a few turnovers throughout the first 3 quarters. Until the fourth quarter, when they allowed a seemingly insurmountable 9 points to the Brahmas to add to the already 3-point lead. Now it's a 12-point lead, and the way offense is going, it seems like there's basically no hope, right? And it didn't help that former Arena and Alliance kicker Donnie Hagman missed a 43-yard field goal midway through the fourth quarter, but with 2:52 left in the game, that's when McCarron decided to turn it on. They converted a touchdown pass to Cardinals' fourth-round pick Hakeem Butler, a 3-point conversion to Greatest Show on Turf member Ricky Prohl's son Austin, an onside pass from McCarron to Prohl, and then finished things off with a go-ahead touchdown, once again from McCarron to Prohl with 16 seconds left. Caw-caw, bitches! Finally, the Sunday night game did not disappoint, as my son's favorite team, the Sea Dragons...
Let's go, Sea Dragons! Yeah!
Woo, Sea Dragons! were the victims of a close turnaround, unfortunately. They initially jumped out to a 9-point lead as former Cowboys legend Ben DiNucci found former Browns stoner Josh Gordon in the end zone on the first drive, capped off by an unsuccessful 3-point conversion. But they made up for it with a field goal on the next drive, right? Former Battlehawks legend Jordan Te'amu put up 8 in the second quarter with his legs, and then a 2-point conversion to Western Kentucky Hilltopper Lucky Jackson. Seattle extended their lead when former Chiefs and Cowboys running back Brendan Knox found the end zone, and then DiNucci actually converted the 3-point conversion. Things seemed like they were actually going great for the Sea Dragons at this point, but then DiNucci threw a pick 6 and the defenders converted the 2. Finally, former Miami Hurricanes quarterback De'Aaron King found the end zone for DC and Te'amu converted the 2. And then, with 19 seconds left, with the ball on the 1-yard line, Ben DiNucci fumbled the ball, man. Good God, what a heartbreaker. Damn, I think I got Murphy too into the Bengals, so now he's rooting for teams that do the same crap at other levels of the sport. But either way, it was a fascinating first week of XFL football. We're getting 10 total weeks through the end of April before a pair of semifinal games at the end of April, and then the XFL Championship on May 13th. Honestly, if this week was any indication, we're in for a real treat the rest of the season, guys. As long as, they don't cancel it like pretty much every other startup league has done recently. But anyway, let me know y'all's thoughts in the comments below, and I'll feature the best ones in my next video, like this one from Jordan Link, who said on my XFL season preview video, Battlehawks suck, Sea Dragons forever! And how'd that work out for you, Jordan? All in all, though, I gotta say that the XFL video performed better than I expected it to, so I'm definitely going to be doing more XFL content going forward. And to those of you who have no interest, don't worry. You're going to have plenty of NFL content that I'll be putting out this offseason as well, so, if you don't want to watch these videos, you don't have to. It's fine. But until then, y'all can always catch more of what I do at KylePhelps92 on Twitter, Facebook.com/ThePhelps, Butt Fumble Sports, Battle of Ohio Podcast, which is on the Spot Pod Network, and right here if you subscribe. Can't wait to see what happens next. So I'll leave y'all, as always, with a caca!